Your senior season, you're coming into your final year of college football. Your thoughts coming into your day one of camp, of your last go around here at BYU?
It was pretty normal. I got the script and went over the script and make sure I knew every read versus every coverage and tried my best to make those reads quickly and efficiently. Now, one thing looking back, and at least my first thoughts coming out of practice, is I can do better making sure everyone else around me knows exactly what they're doing. Because as a fifth-year guy and someone who's been in the program a long time, I knew exactly what I was doing, but as the quarterback, you have to make sure all other 10 guys know what they're doing. So if I have to spend more time in the huddle and helping guys know what it is that they got to do, then do that, because today, although the energy was there and we executed well at times, the consistency wasn't, and so that's what we need to improve on.
Do you feel a lot of the success of this season rides on your shoulders, and do you appreciate that and willing to take it on?
No, I don't feel that way. There's 22 offensive and defensive starters with another probably 15 to 17 guys helping out on special teams. So I look at myself as one cog in the machine and kind of just another piece of the puzzle. So I do have a high-profile position, and that's kind of the nature of the game, and I definitely embrace that. But I see myself as a distributor. My role in the offense is to get the ball into the hands of our playmakers as quickly and as efficiently as I can, and so those are my goals going into the season. If I can do that effectively, then personally I'll have met my goals as far as statistically and all that stuff.
We thought we'd see more 11 on 11. You guys did.
Thank you.
Moved the chains. Do you expect more, or is that just kind of getting slowly into it? Or?
So we did a lot of 11 on 11. Now, it's hard when you're in helmets. And one of the things that the reasons in the past, in spring and past spring balls where we haven't done a lot of full contact is because when we go just helmets, we go so hard and guys are flying all over the place. So when we're in helmets, we're going to go at helmet pace, and then that'll allow us to be more fresh more often to go full pads. So it was day one, and I believe it's NCAA violation or regulations that you have to go a certain amount of days, 3 practices, I think, in helmets. So after those 3 practices, we'll hit it hard, I'm sure. But I was happy with our 11 on 11 work, even though it was touch off and we didn't move the ball and things like that.
Do you think the PRPs this summer paid off? Did you notice guys were further along at day one of camp this year, maybe compared to the past?
It was interesting. I was thinking about that during practice because PRP, it's like, for example, when we're running our no-huddle stuff, everyone's looking at me. Now everyone's looking to the sideline because the coaches are here, and they got the coaches in their ear constantly. And kind of in PRPs, if we make a mistake, it's us kind of handling it and stuff like that. So I felt like a few guys, actually most of us, got affected by that a little bit, that there was a little bit of a circus going on with coaches yelling and things were a little bit different than how we ran in the summer. As far as technique and development of those fundamentals of the position, I feel like it helped us a lot, but as far as practice structure, it was way different, and it kind of caused us to grind to a halt at times. But overall, I was happy with the summer, and it was a good first day.
One of your former mentors is back. Is it any different having Max teaching you as a coach as opposed to when he was the starter teaching you?
Well, yeah, because now he can actually coach me and he can actually look. He was, now I'm in the role that he was, and you're worried about your guys. And, yeah, you want to help the other quarterbacks, but you have to prepare because you're going to be on the field on Saturdays. So you're worried about, how your receiver ran his route or how your tight end released on a certain play or how your running back ran his track. And so you're worried about that stuff constantly. You don't have a lot of time to pay attention to the backup quarterback. And it's a luxury for me having Lark there because Lark knows just as much, if not more, than I do. But having Max there now, and he can really coach me, and not only having gained the experience in the NFL, his knowledge of the game is more than I ever could have hoped for, and to have him there giving me tips and pointers is really a great advantage.
Riley, what would you say is the identity or personality of this team at this point?
Oof. I'd have to base it off summer workouts, but I'd say we're a cohesive group that's really hungry, and we're confident, but we're not overconfident. We know that if we do things the right way, focusing in on every drill and every period of practice and not looking ahead to the future, focusing on the present, we're confident that if we do those things, that culmination of work will amount to, hopefully a win in week 1 and then start all over again in week 2. And so as we approach the season like that, we feel good about our chances.
How was day one? What did you want to see today?
Completed footballs, executed runs, and then some defensive stops thrown in there every once in a while. Obviously not when I was in, but stopping the other guys. No, and I think we saw that. One thing that I didn't see that I would have hoped to have seen was a little more fire under the feet a little bit as far as between drills and things like that. That's nothing new. Coach Mendenhall's expected that of us always, and for us to come out and do warm-ups how we did it and all that stuff. And, you'll say, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just warm-up, but it does, because it's the little things that make the difference. And so I was a little disappointed that for some reason guys just didn't get that. But other than that, as far as the actual football, I was pleased with every aspect.
Did you dent false left's helmet on that one pass?
He's learning a new position. JD's a very good athlete, and as you can see, he was in the backfield. He was never in the backfield last year, so he's having to learn a couple positions, and his head's kind of spinning. He doesn't, he's in the backfield, and he doesn't. Does he go with the running backs? Does he stay with the right receivers? And so he's gonna have to maintain. He's gonna have to stay ahead of the curve mentally, but he'll be all right. I'm not worried about him.
Everybody around here probably thinks you couldn't sleep a wink last night getting ready for today. It was a pretty relaxed, and were you pretty fired up even at 10 p.m. last night to get out here and show off to the coaches?
Yeah, I was excited just to start football again. There was, those nervous, but like to the point of where it keeps me up at nights. I think I'm beyond that right now. But I definitely was excited. That's not to downplay what it was, but I think it's the fear of the unknown that keeps you up at nights, and where this is my 5th fall camp, and I had the schedule in my hand beforehand. There wasn't much of that. So, but I was excited to get out here with Coach Doman, get running plays, and get running around. So.
But you talked a lot last month at Media Day about not wanting to get off to a slow start in September. How do you kind of work that out in August as far as not burning every candle right now, but to try and gear up to that point?
Right. Yeah, I mean, Coach is going to pay a lot of attention to it. We're paying extra detail as far as physically burning that candle. I mean, you see us out here with the cold tubs and the extra emphasis on making sure we recover and eating right and all that stuff. But I have confidence, and I mean, we've always taken this approach, but there's been much more emphasis on this, on a day-to-day, and breaking up, even taking the day and breaking up into sections, taking meetings and performing the best you can in meetings, then going from there to this portion of practice and things like that. So I think that's how you do it. As you break down and incrementally focus on every task at hand, that's going to culminate into success on Saturdays. And we want to get off to a fast start, but the fast start will start play 1, series 1 versus Washington State week 1. So I know we have a loaded front schedule. We can't worry about that. We got to worry about tomorrow's practice first. Well, tonight's meetings, then tomorrow's install, then tomorrow's practice. And as we get in that mode, the fast start will take care of itself.
Did you feel mentally drained at all by the time you got out to the practice field? Because you'd already had a long day of meetings.
Yeah, I mean, we were up at 6 o'clock this morning, and some guys had a conditioning test. Some of us passed it a week ago. We had the opportunity to run it. And I was up with the guys, cheering them on and helping them. I fortunately got it done a week ago, but I was up then and then going over the script and going over meetings. I wasn't. I know what to expect. I know how to pace myself. I feel like a lot of our guys on the team do, but there's 105 of us, and a lot of those dudes are young, and a lot of those dudes it did affect them. So you could tell there was probably more guys on a knee than I would have liked, and some guys with the deer in the headlights stare, but that's normal day one stuff, and I feel like we're happy with it. We'll go into meetings and talk with Coach Dome and see how he felt about it, but I was overall encouraged.
You can relate with him, though, right? You remember exactly what that feeling was like?
Oh, no doubt. I was, luckily as a quarterback, if I ever got in trouble, I'd just huck it deep and, let someone go try and make a play or and then I could come back to the coach and be like, I felt like it was time to take a shot. But yeah, I remember what that head spinning feeling's been like, and luckily I don't have any of it now, and I feel pretty grooved in with Coach Doman and his schemes and his offense, and feel confident moving forward in camp that it won't be long before we're nice and oiled up and running like a well-oiled machine.
What are your thoughts on the offensive line? Now you have a bunch of them back now, and they're here practicing.
Yeah, I'm excited for those guys. I felt like mentally they did a really good job, and I'm excited about them physically too. I feel like they've all worked, as hard as I've seen them work to really get in shape and really make themselves personally the best player they can be. And now fall camp's all about working together as a unit, because I've seen offensive lines that maybe aren't the most talented guys, but because they work so well together, and especially in our run blocking, pass blocking schemes, a lot of coordination with the guy next to you. So that's what I'd like to see from our O-line in fall camp is coming together as a unit and gelling, and that's going to be tough because we still have some position battles going on. But I was happy with day one. Some guys were coming at the offensive line were coming back saying they were frustrated because they want to be in pads already. And I said there'll be a time for that right now, because when they're not in pads, the advantage always goes to the defense. So I said be patient, your day will come. But to see him chomping at the bit like that, to want to be physical, want to hit somebody is a good sign. And then I think they're well on their way to playing really well as a unit.
Thanks, Riley.
Okay, thanks, guys.